Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking it out if you're new. So the DCEU is finally over after 10 years. It was definitely a rocky adventure, to say the least. You know, a lot of movies that were not great, but there were some good ones. But what I wanted to talk about today were the costumes, because I actually like the costumes in a lot of these movies, so I thought for this month's tier list we'd rank them all. Alright, so we're gonna go through this kinda in the order of the movies, but if I forget, I might put a movie in front of the other if they came out back to back. Okay, so the 5 tiers we have, I decided to mix them up from the usual just S tier through D tier. So for S, we've got straight out of the comics, these are the best of the best suits. Then we've got from Edna Mode herself, it will be bold, dramatic, heroic. And then we've got right in the middle, you need a new suit, that much is certain. You know, these are the okay-ish suits right on the edge. And then we've got the C tier is, this is a horrible suit, darling. You can't be seen in this. And then at the very bottom in D tier, we have these are just clothes, because some of these are just clothes. For this list, I mostly stuck to actual actors wearing real costumes. There are some CG characters or some CG outfits you'll see in the video. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with Man of Steel. From Man of Steel, I have Superman and Zod. And these are two very similar but different costumes. Like, let's start with, no, we'll start right off with Superman. And I think this suit's okay. I am a trunks guy when it comes to Superman and Batman. I prefer the trunks on both of them. And so this suit goes back and forth. I also don't love, granted it can be just the filter on the movie, but kind of the washed out look of this suit. I do see where they went with the whole Kryptonian look. They were trying to really push the Superman's an alien thing. But I think it's okay. I think his suit gets better. He's got better suits as the movies go on. And Zod, that's fine, but it's nothing special. Like, it's just kind of armor with generic plating. I prefer Zod when he's wearing a suit similar to Cal, which he does at the end of the movie, but the armor doesn't do it for me. And then moving on, from Man of Steel, we have BVS, where Superman's suit gets a little brighter, a little better, but only slightly better than Man of Steel's. I don't love the way they slicked back his hair in this movie. I know as the movie goes on it gets a little curlier, but again, I'm all for Superman with the curls, bright red colors. I think the thing they did with the S, how the S has the quote, but I think that's nice, like that's written in Kryptonian. I think that's a cool little detail. I love when they put little Easter eggs like that in costumes. And then going with Superman, we have Batman. And this is the best bat suit, honestly. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Because you can believe that this thing is, like, kind of bulletproof or knife-proof. But you can also tell this thing's been torn to shit. Like, because this Batman is the more experienced, almost retired Batman, I feel like this look really sells it. I think it's a really good adaptation of the Dark Knight Returns suit. However, it doesn't have like the super fat bat logo. And so I really like this suit. I think this is maybe the second best live action Batman suit. I don't know. I go back and forth on the Pattinson suit in this one. I think they're both really cool in their own unique ways. Like, I think Pattinson's suit is really cool as like a starter suit for Batman. But I think this one also really works as a seasoned Batman. And then if we just go through Batman and the rest of the movie, we've got the armored mech suit that he uses to fight Superman. And again, straight out of the comics, this suit looks cool. And the fact that it's partially practical, like that they actually built this costume and Ben Affleck's running around in it, really shows the time and care they took into building it. And then there's the Nightmare Batman. And, it's the regular bat suit with a trench coat pulled over it, and it's kinda cool, but this Batman also has a giant gun strapped across him. Like, It's hard because it's still the same really good bat suit, but I kind of do think it's cool. There are worse bat suits on this list. And then rounding out BVS, we have Wonder Woman, and the suit's okay. She wears essentially the same suit in every movie, but it gets brighter and better coloring. There have been rumors, I don't know if it's ever been confirmed true, that this suit looks the worst because it's like her retired, old, rusty, dirty suit. And, then in other movies it's in the past or she's cleaned it up. And I think it's an okay, similar to the Superman situation of it's an okay suit to start with, but it gets better over time. And then after BVS, we have Suicide Squad, David Ayer's Suicide Squad, which isn't the best, but it's got some interesting outfits, to say the least. Like, I see Enchantress, I must have messed something up because she ended up here. The look for Enchantress is cool. I like, especially the dirty Enchantress. I have this silly version of Enchantress that goes down. I don't know why they decided to clean her up and make her all, goddess-like, versus the creepy one. It fits the aesthetic of the movie, and she looks like the character out of the comics. I think it's a nice look. And then if I'm just going how the order that they are on here, we've got Captain Boomerang, and honestly, these are just clothes. I like Jai Courtney as Boomerang, but he gets a better suit later, and I wish they had just gone full wacky with it and given him his comic book outfit with the hat and everything. El Diablo's going in just clothes. El Diablo, Rick Flag, and Slipknot are all going in these are just clothes, because El Diablo and Rick Flag's literally are just clothes, and Rick Flag gets a glow up in the next movie. And then Slipknot is just not in the movie. The suit's real crazy, like it's just got a lot going on, and I couldn't tell you what is happening with it. Killer Croc also going in. These are just clothes. I will never understand, like, I guess I am usually a big push for practical effects, but I don't know why you chose to do Killer Croc practically, because I don't think it works, and he just looks like a Goomba from the Mario movie, to say nothing that hasn't been said already. I think this character could have benefited from being a fully CG or CG additive character. Alright, and then we've got Will Smith's Deadshot, and I think he's pretty cool too. I think it's a neat enough Deadshot suit. You can't really mess it up. He's just a guy with guns who dresses in red. He does have the mask that he wears like once or twice in the movie, if I remember correctly. It's mostly Will Smith's face, because you paid for Will Smith. Katana's outfit is also really cool. I like it a lot. Another one where you can't really mess it up. She's got the mask, which I appreciate that they gave her the mask, because how I just said with Deadshot, he's constantly taking it off or only wears it like once or twice. Versus they committed with Katana, and I think she looks great. And then we've got the interesting ones from this movie, where we've got Harley Quinn, portrayed by Margot Robbie, our Barbie. And I think this looks alright, but she definitely gets better looks later on. I will always be a red and black Harley stan. I think red and black are her colors. The pink and blue have grown on me, but I don't love them. Again, just like Will Smith's Deadshot, though, I can't deny the impact this has had on the character. She has this look in the Harley Quinn TV show. She has this look in the comics. Like, it definitely changed her up. This was like the costume of 2016. And then we have Jared Leto's Joker. And trying to separate the look of the character from the actor, I think, like, it's definitely a horrible suit, but does it fall into these are just clothes D tier? Because I don't really love this outfit, this look. Like, I get what they were going with. They were trying to go for more of like the gangster Joker, but the tattoos are ridiculous. And the grill is a bit much. Again, the lore is interesting. The grill is because Batman knocked all his teeth out, but none of that's on screen. and he's just kind of a weirdo. I think we're going to drop him here. And then they give Harley and Joker their classic outfits in this flashback. And this is actually, these are pretty alright. The Harley suit is straight out of the comics. Like, I don't know how you can adapt that much better. I know the Arkham series did it, and it was all leather, versus here it's like a cloth fabric suit that Margot Robbie wears. And then you've got Jared Leto's Joker just in a tux. Nothing too special. But overall, I think it's an interesting adaptation to those outfits on screen. And then after Suicide Squad, we've got Wonder Woman, where I included two suits. One of them is very clearly a big CGI abomination. This is Wonder Woman's suit, and like I said, I think it gets a lot better here. It gets a lot brighter. I almost want to move it up to straight out of the comics. The 1984 suit is a bit of the same, but as you can see, like I said, it's a lot brighter. I like this suit. I think it fits with the warrior design they went with Wonder Woman. I like the shield and sword that they gave her, because again, she's a warrior. She would have that as well as the lasso. Overall, it's a really good Wonder Woman design. The colors are brighter, like I said, than the BVS version, because this is the flashback to the youngest Diana, so all of her gear is fresh. I think it works really well. As opposed to Ares in this movie, who is a big CGI abomination that played by David Thewlis, and he's not very good. Actually, I'm moving this one down. This is bad. But yeah, this big CGI suit, you can't even see it. It's all digital. I wish they had gone for something maybe a bit cooler. I don't know. Really, I don't think the film needed Ares at all, but that's a different conversation. And then following Wonder Woman, we got Justice League. Now, this is a little tricky because the suits in Zack Snyder's Justice League and Justice League are virtually the same. So I have them here under Justice League, and then I also have some Zack Snyder suits that don't appear in the Whedon cut. But so if we go again, they're just in whatever order. I think it puts them in alphabetical order now that I'm looking at it. But we've got the Aquaman suit. I mean, I'm not bothered by it, but there's a much better Aquaman suit on this list. I'm sure you all can see it. It's very bright. And so this one I would maybe put in B tier. It's okay. But then they fucked up the Batman suit. Because for some reason, I don't know why, they added, well, in story, they say that it's because, you know, he needs the extra armor, he needs the extra padding. But they gave, like, the armor plating in the chest piece and on the shoulders and arms, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, I think it's still okay. It's not terrible. Like, I would maybe put it in, like, it's not that bad. Maybe B tier. And then we've got, this is a horrible suit. The armored suit he wears at the end of the movie, I'm not a fan of. I understand the goggles are a reference to Night Owl from Watchmen, another Zack Snyder film. That's actually pretty cool. I don't like the goggles look. I think they look a little silly. And again, I think when you start adding too much armor to Batman, he starts to look ridiculous. He is the street level guy who should be slick and fast. And like I said, I think that BVS suit is pretty good as a final Batman suit. I love Ray Fisher in the Snyder Cut. He's the arguably maybe the best part of that movie. He's the heart and soul of that movie, but they fucked up his shit. I don't love that the Cyborg suit is just a big CGI, wiry, like weird alien. Like, I know why they did it, because to again further the he's a freak and he's an alien storyline that's in the movie. But I much prefer like the practical effects in Doom Patrol. I think it makes the character more human, which I know it's not what they were going for here. And then in the post-credits scene, you've got Deathstroke. This suit, it's got a bit too much black for my liking, but it's still a pretty good Deathstroke suit. I wish it had more orange. Like, really commit to it. And then you've got the Flash suit. And I actually like this Flash suit a lot. I almost maybe I'm going back and forth on it. I like this Flash suit a lot. I think it's pretty cool. It's supposed to be a prototype suit. It's not his finalized suit. It's supposed to, I think they say it's made of like what spaceships are made out of. You know, the siding of a spaceship so that it doesn't burn up when he runs. I like that explanation a lot. I like this suit. It gets downgraded a lot in the next movie, so I wish we had kept it around maybe a bit longer. You have Steppenwolf, and these are just clothes. He's a very boring big gray villain in the Justice League version of him. Versus the later version is again another big gray bad guy, but I think he emotes a lot better. I think the design is better, and so forth and so on. And then we've got Superman in Justice League. This is the Joss Whedon version. It's the BVS suit, but a little brighter, and so again, it gets better. I might put it up here, but it still doesn't have trunks, so there are, again, better versions of Henry Cavill's suit. Alright, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. After Justice League, we have Aquaman, and right here up at the front, it's right there. You can see it. This is an S tier suit. I love the live action Aquaman suit. I can't believe they actually made it work, and it looks cool. Jason Momoa wears this thing at the very end of this movie, and then he wears it a ton in the second movie, and I love it. I think it looks so good. Momoa looks good in it. You know, it's not super orange that it looks tacky, like they did go for more of a gold rather than orange. And then the pants. I love when superhero suits are bright and colorful, and so the fact that it's so bright and they did the bright pants, it really all comes together. And then you've got Black Manta, and I think this is an alright, middle of the road B tier suit. Again, like like the title says, you need a new suit. That much is certain. I think this is a pretty good adaptation of the Black Manta suit for the time being. Like, it's that mechanized suit where it's supposed to be kind of a combination of his own tech and Atlantean tech, and it serves its purpose in this first movie pretty well. Mira's outfit, I put Mira's outfit on here. It's really just plain old, like, Atlantean clothes. Like, I'd probably put it somewhere similar to, these are not in order right now, obviously, but I'd probably put it in here. It's pretty similar to the idea of this Aquaman suit, where it is just Atlantean armor again. And then we got the Ocean Master suit, which again, you should have seen that coming. That's an S tier. James Wan knows how to make DC villains and heroes look cool. Again, you see this suit in like animation and comics and you think that's silly, they'll never do that. But he did. He's got the fish helmet and he's in purple. And it's just really cool. I think it looks great on screen. That final fight scene is so awesome because you can see both of these suits, the Aquaman suit and the Ocean Master suit, because they're so bright. And I think it really helps for that third act of the movie to have your hero and your villain in the brightest costumes possible. We've got Shazam, and I only put the Shazam, his actual suit, and then the Shazamly. The way it's cropped, you can't see them all, but that's okay. It's just the Shazam suit, different colors. And I think this first Shazam suit, these first ones are not great. I know they're not great on purpose, like it's supposed to be cheap, and you know, like, a kid made it, but we get much better suits in the second movie. My only complaint with the second movie would be I wish they kept the bigger lightning bolt. But overall, I think the second movie improves the suit all around, especially because Zachary Levi actually buffed up for the second movie. You know, versus here, it's a big muscle suit, and it looks like you can tell it's a muscle suit. It looks silly. We've got a big one here because after Shazam comes Birds of Prey. We're gonna do Black Canary. This is kind of... It's not amazing. I'm probably gonna put it in This is just clothes. And then we have her end outfit where she's a little more comic accurate, but it's, I mean, I guess, like, how crazy can you get with Black Canary's outfit? I think it gets fault by we don't really get to see it. We see it in one, like, 30-second clip, and that's it. Black Mask is... Black Mask is pretty comic accurate. Like, you can't really mess up Black Mask. I like going for... I kind of wish he had his original, like, white suit like he has in the comics. But I don't hate the red design that they went. You know, it's to factor into his ego, and he's a big fashionista, and woof. And then we've got the biggie here. Harley changes outfits so many times. I maybe shouldn't have even included all these outfits. I didn't include the gentlemen prefer blondes outfit just because it's a hallucination, and it would have gone in just clothes because it's not anything special. Let's see. Her caution tape look, I actually like that look a lot. It's probably one of the only pink and blue Harley looks I like a ton. Like, if we're rapid firing here, I don't think her end suit's very good. The roller derby suit is cute, but not really on screen a lot. The jumpsuit's alright. I actually don't mind this Harley outfit. You know, she's got the bandolier with the smoke grenades, and then she's got her name is all over. Her shirt says Harley, and you can see all the crazy tattoos that they gave this version of Harley. And then we have Huntress in this movie, and again, this is just clothes. And then again, we get an alright Huntress outfit, I guess. Like, this would go in, this is a horrible suit. Like, I'd be curious to see. I get what they were going. They were kind of going for, they were trying to do like a street level design for this version of Huntress, so she's not like a real super suit yet. And I would have been curious if the DCEU had kept going, would we have eventually gotten a more, you know, high tech or superhero level version of Huntress? Ooh, and then we got Wonder Woman 1984. This is, I feel like I shouldn't have even included the suit. It's just a brighter version of the first Wonder Woman movie suit. But oh well. It's here, so I guess... Actually, no. It'll go probably down in B. Because they took away the sword and shield from the first movie. Because, you know, they wanted Diane as a warrior with a heart and passion. But they still could have kept her sword and shield. And I really wish they had for this version of her. And so it does leave her feeling a little empty after we saw, you know, she's got the strap with the shield and sword strapped to her back versus she has nothing here. And then I included both versions of Cheetah just because I thought it would be funny. Obviously this one, this one goes in, it's just clothes, they're just clothes. But... And then, yeah, I don't know how you could have made Cheetah work, but it doesn't. And it's funny that it doesn't so close to Cats. Like, they really did just mess that up. She is weird. You know, she just looks like a big naked lady running around. They didn't go full cat person. Yeah, I think the only way this would have worked is if you had ditched the Kristen Wiig face of the Cheetah look and had her go like full cat. And I'm not talking like Cats the musical. I'm saying you would have, I don't know if this look can work in live action. I was going to say you should have made her look like the cat people in Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. But I still don't think it would have worked. Because again, that's an animated movie. And then the golden armor. I think the golden armor is terrible. I just think it's so restrictive looking. Like, look at just how her face is squished into the helmet. And then I think the suit doesn't look good either. The wings, she ditches them after a few scenes. And... yeah, the golden armor suit, while it is from the comics, felt and looks like it was just there to sell toys. And then following Wonder Woman 1984, we got a very different movie in Zack Snyder's Justice League. A much better version than the 2017 Justice League that we got. I actually like it a lot. So with this version, we have some Nightmare versions of these characters to go along with Nightmare Batman. And so we've got Nightmare Cyborg, and he just goes right here with regular Cyborg. It is just regular Cyborg with a big gun on his shoulder. It's actually kind of funny. And then I did include Darkseid, because even though he is just a big CG character, he does look pretty good. Like, I like this design a lot. I know it's not a costume, but I wanted to put it on here because they could have made him look a lot worse. Like, let's be real. We could have seen a much worse version of Darkseid. The Flash Nightmare suit probably goes in. This is a horrible suit. It's just... I don't know what they were going for here, honestly. Because it's a lot of... There's, like, not a lot going on, and there's a lot going on. Like, he's got the armor plating, but then he's also... The suit opens up and reveals CGI Ezra Miller face in the movie. Yeah, I don't really like the suit. There's not much going for it. I feel it's pretty boring. You've got Jared Leto's Joker here, and I think this is the best version of Jared Leto's Joker. You know, minus this one, but this doesn't even really count. I like what he's doing here. I like the character. I think it's weird. Like, he's wearing this weird outfit where it's like a GCPD vest, and like he's got the badges, I believe, of the people he's killed. And he does the card trick, and the rubber gloves are weird and creepy. Like, this version of Joker is creepy. And I think that works for this version. It's not my ideal Joker, but he's a weirdo. And I think he looks good as a weirdo. And we've got Martian Manhunter. He's weird in this movie. Like, he's very tagged on. And I know it's not the movie's fault, so to say. Like, if this movie had come out as it was intended in 2017, he would have fit a lot better. Versus they had to rewrite this and add him in because of the whole Snyder Cut shenanigans that WB was doing. And I don't love the, like, veiny head look he has. You know, I much prefer when he's all smooth. Like how he looks in the animated series and movies. And then we don't really get a good look at him. So I feel like it has to go in C tier just because. That being said, while this version of Steppenwolf is in D tier, the Snyderverse Steppenwolf I think is actually a cool, like, B tier, right in the middle of the road out design. I think this design is way more expressive. I like the moving spikes, you know, as he falls or gets hit, or when he attacks, and his emotions. I think this version of Steppenwolf is also more alien, and fits closer with Darkseid's design. And I just think it's pretty neat. Also, the fact that his horns are like part of his head rather than a helmet makes a scene in the movie much more impactful. And then that being said, we've got the black suit Superman, and I'm a sucker for the black suit. Same thing with black suit Spider-Man. I just think it looks cool. In this version of the story, I don't believe they ever explicitly say it's the regeneration suit, but you can definitely infer that, and I think it looks really good. Like, I think this... I know I was just saying I like the bright and colorful Superman, but rather than going for maybe these muted blues, I like that you went for the harsher blacks. Also, this suit is fully CGI / color correction. They have said that WB wouldn't let him film with wouldn't let him make or film with a black suit. So they shot it with the red suit, and then they've since color corrected it into the black suit. And I think it looks really good on screen. Then, following Zack Snyder's Justice League release on HBO Max, we got the Suicide Squad. This version of the squad is an interesting batch. It takes up a large chunk of this ranking, as you can see. I forgot Zaz in Birds of Prey. That he's going in. These are just clothes because I don't really like this. I like the Arkham design of Zaz a lot, where he's a little bald freak. Versus here, he's just a guy. Like as you can see in this picture, you can't really see his scars unless he opens his shirt up like that. Now moving on to the Suicide Squad, we've got Blackguard, and this suit's okay. I mean, it's not meant to be. Oh man, I missed a lot of Team B. I didn't include Mongal either. Whoops. Yeah, Blackguard suit isn't anything special. It's just a funny Pete Davidson cameo. We've got Bloodsport. His suit's okay. I don't love it. It's interesting narrative-wise, you know, the nanotech, that every part of it's a weapon, like how he's doing in this picture where it's the slingshot, or you've got the guns that he pulls off in the final act. But as a suit itself, I think it looks like this is the modern, like, armorification of classic superhero suits that I don't like. And then we've got Boomerang, and I think this Boomerang suit's alright, and like I said, you need a new suit. I would wish he had the classic suit, but this I think is the closest we get, and he looks pretty good for what little we see of him. That being said, Harley gets her best look. This is going up in S. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I love black and red Harley. I think they're her colors, and so James Gunn gave us the best version of Harley so far in the DCEU right here with this outfit. I like it a lot. But then he took it away and gave us maybe not the gray suit. This is going in. This is just clothes because that's what they are. These are just clothes. She wears this red dress the whole rest of the movie, and it's disappointing. This dress isn't even bad. It's just, I just can't believe they took the better outfit away to just put her in this red dress. I included King Shark on here. Again, another CG character, but I think he's fun enough for this version of King Shark. Obviously, he doesn't fit in to like any other version of King Shark we've seen. See? Then we got Peacemaker. I love the Peacemaker outfit. I think that might go in S tier. I think it looks really good. It looks really good on John Cena. And again, the stupid toilet bowl helmet that shouldn't work works really well. You know, I can't imagine all the edits and corrections they had to do in post to remove any reflections of cameraman, lighting, or anybody else on set in Peacemaker's helmet. I think it just looks really good. This looks like something a guy, especially a guy like him, would make in their basement. Or, well, as we see in the show, his father's weird dimensional basement. I think it looks really good. Polka Dot Man also looks really cool. It's pretty, you can't really screw it up. I'd probably put it with Boomerang, where it's not amazing like some of these other ones. And it's not going to catch your eyes, but it's cool enough. I think Ratcatcher's look is really cool. It's not S tier cool, but it's A tier. I wish she wore the mask more in the movie. I don't know if she ever wears the mask in the movie, actually. But I think her look, I don't know if it's A tier, though. I think it might be B tier. Like, it's really cool, but she doesn't wear the mask. Rick Flag gets an upgrade, but they're still technically just clothes. And so I am going to put him down in D. I don't really like Savant's outfit either. It's kind of just a leather jacket and pants. Again, like Pete Davidson, it was meant for a fun little cameo. And so it's not in the movie long. It's nothing too crazy. And then finally, from the Suicide Squad, we've got the Thinker. And the Thinker, it at least is some cool practical effects. He's nothing crazy. It's just Peter Capaldi with stuff on his head. But that being said, they had to do a lot of effort to make that look good. It could have looked silly and cheesy. But I do believe those are coming out of his head to some capacity. And then following the Suicide Squad, we had Peacemaker, the series Peacemaker. And there, a Peacemaker's already on this list. His suit doesn't change, so I didn't change anything on this list. But then we've got Judo Master, and I think this suit's... I think it's not great. Not a great suit. It just... I think it's just the Judo Master. Design in general isn't great. I think Vigilante's design is cute. Like, this one is the one where you totally believe he made this himself. Like, they look like pajamas. And it looks like a, like a motorcycle helmet or snowmobile helmet visor that he put in there as goggles. And I just like this outfit. It's simple. And then the white dragon suit is cool. I think it fits in well with the Peacemaker aesthetic, slash kind of the aesthetic of the whole DCEU. That this suit, it's like leather, but it also has armor bits, and it just looks really cool. Very bad guy, obviously. We're getting to the end. We're getting near the end here, folks. And then we had Black Adam, which, not a great movie. Not a great movie, but it does have some interesting and fun costumes. I think Adam Smasher is alright. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I'm purposely skipping Black Adam just for now. Sabak is going to go, and these are just clothes, because this is just another big, ugly CGI design. And he's just a big red devil. Doctor Strange, this outfit, I go back and forth between S and A, because I both love and hate the eyeless mask. And that it's asymmetrical is also really cool. I think this suit's going to go in S. Same thing with the Hawkman. Hawkman's going to go down in A. But I think Black Adam, say what you will about the story, but the costume designers went a little crazy here with everyone except Black Adam. I think Cyclone's fine enough. I think these two characters, it's not necessarily that the costumes aren't great. These costumes are actually really good. I'm sure people worked really hard on them. They're just not, like, they didn't have much source material to go off of. And they're not. Again, this whole list is just my opinions. I am no costume designer. I am just saying what I think looks cool. And that being said, I think the Black Adam suit, this is his end of movie suit. I used this picture of Dwayne Johnson because I think it's funny. This is from Comic-Con or whatever. Or DC Fandom, I can't remember. But, yeah, it's just the Black Adam suit, but cleaner. You know, the emblem and the gauntlets and everything's cleaner. He would usually have the black cape. And then there's this suit, and I think this suit's really bad. Like, I just think it's ugly. Like, it's supposed to be all charred and burnt, and it just, there's no detail or color. I think it just, like, it does do what it's supposed to do and look all charged and messed up. But it doesn't look like a superhero suit or a supervillain suit. And then you've got Henry Cavill's cameo at the end. Which say what you will about the cameo and all that shenanigans, but I think Henry looks pretty good here. Like, they gave him the curl, and they gave him the brighter suit. Like, this is the brightest we've ever seen the suit look. I think the emblem is a little too bright. Like, I think the yellow could be a different shade. I don't really like this yellow on the suit. But overall, and granted, this whole suit could be CGI for all I know. But I think it's a pretty good version. Like I said, I don't love the slicked back hair. I like the curls. And I think overall this suit is much brighter and looks better than the other. Well, it's not much better. It's the same suit. It's the same suit. It's just bright, and he's got the curly hair. That's the only reason it gets the brownie points over the B tier ones. I don't even know, because the S is really ugly. I might actually bump this down here with these. And then after Black Adam, we had Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And here I've got Shazam himself, the Shazamly, and the Daughters of Atlas. So, starting with the Daughters of Atlas, these are fine. They're okay. They're nothing special. C tier. And then going with the Shazam. Like, these are slightly better than the original Shazam suits, but again, nothing to write home about like these ones up here. There are even some suits here I should maybe move up to A now that I'm looking at it. Like, just because I don't like the yellow on this, and again, it could be a color correction thing, I think I'm going to move this version of the suit up one. Same with Harley's design here, just because they're so iconic. Any other ones in here I want to bump up? I don't think so. We'll rearrange things at the end. And then after Shazam, we got quite the mess of a movie of The Flash, which came with a whole grab bag of costumes. We've got Ben Affleck's Batman here, and this suit, this is bad. Like, it's not bad. I go back and forth. I like the gray and blue that they were trying to go for, but at the same time, they added like the weird motorcycle padding, and I'm not sure why. And so that really detracts from the suit being great. Then you've got Michael Keaton's Batman, and this suit looks pretty good. Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's S tier though. I think it might be A tier. Like, I think it looks good, and it's a version of the Keaton suit where he can move his neck and such. I think it looks cool. Like, I was gonna say, I think it looks a little bad at the end of the movie, but I think everything does, because they're just in a big CGI wasteland. And this suit especially wasn't meant to be seen, like, in bold daylight, like it is. The Dark Flash suit, terrible. It's so bad. I don't know why they didn't just... It's not even... It's so bad. I don't know why they went with that look for Dark Flash. It's just a big... Like, narratively, they say it's because he's got a bunch of shit all over him. He's been stabbed, and that's why he's got all these spikes. But I don't like it. It's just a big CGI mess. Supergirl suit. I like Supergirl's suit. It's pretty much just, the girl version of Henry Cavill's super suit. I like kind of the red on the shoulders. I wish she had boots. Like, I don't love the little footies that she has. They just look like footy pajamas. I wish she had the boots like Cavill. But other than that, yeah, I like it. It very much translates well as an Elseworlds version of Henry Cavill's super suit. And you've got the man himself, the Flash. And like I said, while I don't love the suit, I don't hate it like I do these ones. This suit is worn by the other Barry and is a modified bat suit, and I think it has to go in D tier. It's supposed to be bad on purpose. Honestly, I might like it better than this one. The Flash suit in The Flash, I go back and forth on... It looks good in some sequences and some shots, and not great in others. I don't know why the helmet is like a whole separate thing. Like, it looks like he's wearing a physical, like, bicycle helmet on his head. And then they went for like the circuit board texture on the suit, and it just gives it kind of an icky look. And I wish the boots were more gold. And overall, I wish the suit was brighter. It's a very dark red. And so I think it's a big downgrade from the Zack Snyder version of the suit. And then we've got Blue Beetle coming down to the last two films of the DCEU. But before we get to Aquaman, we have Blue Beetle. I think let's just grab Carapax and put him down here in D tier. Another big CGI abomination. Where I know they weren't really given much, and he does look pretty comic accurate, but it's still kind of just a big, boring, red Rock'em Sock'em robot for Blue Beetle to fight. Versus, I think the Blue Beetle suit is almost perfect. I wish they had given him the mouth, the mouthpiece that Blue Beetle usually has. I think it makes the character much more expressive and fun versus the closed face. Like, maybe they did some tests and they saw that it looked goofy or looked bad, but the closed face is the only thing that holds the suit back for me. And then we move on to the last film in the DCEU that just came out, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Say what you will, the movie gave us one of the worst. Like, I don't know. It doesn't belong in D tier. It goes in C tier. I don't like this version. I don't. This is like his stealth suit that he wears in the movie. It's just a blue and black version of the Aquaman suit, and I don't like it because it literally is only for the one scene, and then he's back in this suit, and so I don't know why they even bothered. Versus then they gave us maybe the best suit in the DCEU, and that's Black Manta. Like I said, this suit down here, when Aquaman 2018 came out, I thought that this is it. This is the best Black Manta live action adaptation you're ever going to get. And then James Wan said, "Hold my beer," and popped out this amazing look. I think this is a great outfit, a great design. I love the way the helmet looks and the bodysuit. The trident is a cool weapon that he carries on his back in the movie. And the gauntlets. I love the red eyes and just, yeah, the silver. The silver really does it. The separation of the helmet with the silver versus how in this one it's kind of all black and gray. Looks really cool and maybe not a great movie. Alright, so now if we go ahead and we move these around to sort of order them in each tier. Let's see, should we start at the bottom or should we start at the top? Let's start at the bottom. That way we can work up to the best. Starting down at the bottom, let's see. I almost want to say these are in order. Like, I think that these are just close. That's why it's named These Are Just Close, except for these ones that are really bad. I'd put this down here. Him down. Probably move her up some. Like, she's just wearing clothes, but it's at least cheetah print, and it's funny to go with for the movie. This one moves. This one might be worse than the homemade suit here. I don't hate the homemade suit maybe as much as some of these other ones. This one's really bad. Very boring. This one's pretty bad. That guard's nothing special. You. Like, I like probably all of these. Not that one. I like at least those two. This is a fine Harley design. Like I said, I'm just mad about the other outfit. Fine. This Rick Flag design is better. El Diablo at least kind of looks like that character in the comics. I feel like I'd maybe say let's move down to something like that. Yeah, I'd say D tier looks something like this. You know, at least these are actual costumes that just don't look great. And then they divulge into just clothes. And then some more not great costumes. And then these suits are just really bad. I don't like any of the darker, gritty, dirty suits that just kind of look like stuff stuck all over, like the Black Adam and Dark Flash suits do. And this suit is probably better than all of these. And this needs to go down. Something like that. Yeah, I'd at least put Steppenwolf over Ares and Carapax because I can at least see his face. Yeah, something like that. Moving up to C tier, let's see. Move you up here. Move you up here. I feel like C tier might actually kind of just be in. These are pretty good design suits, though. Like, I cannot lie. While they're not my favorites, they are pretty well designed. Yeah, I think C tier would look something like this. Moving on up to B, we've got all these Henry Cavills basically wearing the same outfit that just gets brighter. Honestly, I don't know what I was doing earlier in the video. I think that piss yellow on the S actually looks pretty not great. Like, Henry looks great, but I don't think the suit maybe it looks as best as I thought it did. The more I look at this piss yellow. Shazam suit looks better than the rest of the Shazam leads, maybe. Vigilantes. It's pretty up there. This one's pretty up there. This one's not that bad, like, compared to the others. In this tier, none of these are bad. They're B tier. They're right in the middle. There aren't any, like, terrible suits. Do, like, boomers look a lot. Yeah, I think it looks something like that. Moving up to A tier. Let's see. This one I like a lot. That might be Nostalgia Blinders because it's the Keaton suit from everybody's childhood. I think the Superman suit's pretty alright. Wish he had the trunks. I think her suit's pretty good. Nightmare Batman is pretty cool. Even though he's got a gun. Like, it's a bad Batman. But this one's pretty alright. I can't deny this version of Harley and how iconic it is, even though I like this version too. These suits are okay. Maybe it looks something like that. I don't know, this version. It's the two Batman. Either one. Either way you put it are probably at the top of A tier. They are cool looks. Even though, again, both these Batman actually kill, you know, Keaton and Affleck. So technically both not great Batman. But they look cool. And that's really what we're here for. I'm not trying to base this off the characters and their portrayals, so to say. I'm just trying to surface level what I think they look like. Alright, moving on up to S. Oh, S is hard because they're all so good. Like, I guess you're moving up. Moving on up. I said bad to say Ocean Master might be my favorite of the DCEU. Or the Black Manta. Like, the two Aquaman villains look really good. And then Batman looks really good. Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman. And then Harley, Dr. Fate, and Peacemaker all look pretty good. I feel silly having Peacemaker here, but I think the suit is really good. Well, anyways, folks, that's going to be my ranking of the DCEU costumes. Again, this list could change as I just think more on it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the DCEU costumes. I know the movies were hit or miss sometimes, but overall I think we got a pretty mixed bag of costumes here. And a pretty interesting bunch. Link to this tier list is in the comments below, so go ahead and make your own version of the tier list to share with your friends and others. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.